He continued with his rhetoric, believing that what he said about the America makes sense. It makes no sense. These guys don't know America. America is the home of capital. And the South Africans have got no capital. They lack capital. And the South African economy is going to crash if they don't handle this properly. So there are currently 3 conflicts between South Africa and the United States of America. So the first one is obviously the ambassador and his statements against the United States. Secondly, the United States is contemplating closing their consulate in Sandton after the South Africans decided to name the street in which the United States is its ambassador in the name of someone who is considered a terrorist by the Americans, who is Lila Khalid. So they are going to change Sandton Drive to Lila Khalid Drive, which is crazy and unbelievable in the provocation to the Americans. And the Americans are saying they're going to close their consulate. Thirdly, the Americans are currently investigating South Africa. So the investigation is in terms of shipping practices. So in the Cape of Good Hope, the Americans consider South Africa to be conducting certain shipping practices and having policies that are not up to international standards. So there's currently an investigation on South Africa by the Federal Marine Commission of the United States on South Africa. And obviously there is a funding cut. As a retaliation, the Americans have started cutting funds to America of US aid. They've cut and 15,000 jobs have been lost. On Friday, the National Institute of Health, NIH, has issued 2 stop work orders for HIV and AIDS research projects in South Africa. And this is the amount of 250 million US dollars, which was being funded for doctors, nurses, and researchers in South Africa. So the conflict between South Africa and the United States is big. And this is because of the poor strategy by the South Africans who don't understand the place of America in the world. If you take South Africa and you take America, it's like you take a little dot. South Africa is tiny compared to America. America is huge. And most people don't know this. The South African economy is nothing when you compare it to America. And this is a mistake that is being made by the South African guys. They don't understand how big America is and how important America is. They just have to change the approach to how they deal with the United States of America. It's a bad idea. If you want your country to do well, you have to be friends with the Americans. The Americans are like your father. You cannot fight your father. No matter how angry you are, you have to just like your father. Right, let's go to some newspapers and let's look at Herald